55-54, Wayland Baptist gets a win over OCU today. Here with Coach Kris Seigenthaler. And Coach, we're right down to the last play, about a fraction of a second late, but your thoughts on the game today?
Yeah, I like our battle. Tuesday and Thursday against Columbia College and Wayland Baptist, two squads, one's non-conference, one's Sooner Athletic Conference. Those two squads are receiving votes nationally, and to battle and take them to the wire, we are on that trajectory of January, February, just being tough to handle. I hate falling short, but we're getting there.
Ray had the last shot. She put it in, but a fraction of a second too late. But she was excellent today with 17 points. Really aggressive from the jump today.
For sure. Ray was feeling it, and I was like, hey, Ray's scoring for us. We gotta continue to put Ray in positions in the 15 feet, whether it's short corner attacks or catching that ball at that 15 feet, ripping an attack, and we put some things in to try to kind of get them in their strengths. I hate that. I don't regret it, though. I wouldn't change a thing. Casey right there at the 15-footer, I'd do it again. The shot before Ray got the attack, I would put it back in Ray's hands to attack again last second. We got the look. We just ran out of time on that. That's how I posed it to them, is I just feel like at the end of the day, we ran out of time. We were coming for them. We were getting defensive stops, and we were scoring. And, I wouldn't change a thing with Casey or Ray.
Yeah, you erased a 13-point lead there right at the end of the third quarter. They had their biggest lead up 13, and right out in the fourth quarter, closed it down to 1 on a couple of possessions. What was going well for you during that stretch?
We're hitting shots. If you look at the third quarter, we shot 20%, under 20%. When we're not hitting shots, we're struggling. And our focus right now is really trying to get those shots with our players in their strengths, 15 feet or attacking, and kicking, or getting it inside and kicking out, or however that looks. But I think it's just one of those things where at the end of the day, you've seen it. When we hit shots, we're tough to handle. We have a high ceiling, this squad does, and I think I feel like personally we're starting to kind of get it, and once we really put it all in one, I really feel like we're going to be extremely dangerous.
What goes into setting the lineup? Because there at the end you were going kind of without a point guard, at least without your two primary point guards on the floor. So what was the thought process as far as the lineups you put on the floor late?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Jazz and Casey have really good chemistry. Ray and Gordon have really good chemistry. They played together since JUCO, so they've been together for 3 years. And then Jersey with the scoring threat. If you just watch her kind of bringing that ball down the court, she really has some solid court vision and can see things that are happening. And she's just such a threat. Right now, I think it's Gordon and Jersey are our two leading scorers, so, you've got to really take that seriously. And having the ball 90% in the point guard's hands, it's like, all right, well, we can't back off. And just put in those situations where we can get Jersey downhill and making decisions and things like that. But, the thing that a lot of guys don't get is we are young, Yeah, we have some experience with Howard and Gordon and Ray and Reagan and Casey, but then you got your freshmen, which you got 4 freshmen that you're playing 20 to 30 minutes. You got some inexperience, so, you're going to take hits now and then, but you're also going to get it. And when you get it, look out.
And Amaya was her usual self today. Double-double, also 4 steals, had a block shot that was huge at the in the last minute of the game. She was just her solid self, man.
Gordon's just a fierce competitor, but it's not just a Gordon. Gordon's really given us that energy, that defense, but it really fuels our squad. Just there at the end, just sit down and guard, contain penetration, get after it, get defensive stops, and at the end of the day, that's what we did, and we came down and we scored, and that's how we were in it late, and so Gordon really just brings that energy. You know what you're getting each day. It's going to be tough to graduate those 5. I'm going to tell you right now, so I'm trying to soak it all in.
How do you keep morale up when you've got two consecutive games that one went to overtime, one went to the last shot in regulation, came up short on both sides? How do you go about just keeping the morale of this team up?
Yeah, for sure. I think they got to see, I think for one, they get that they've competed hard. And a shout out to Frazier, Coach Frazier, our national championship track coach. He talked to our team on Tuesday, and he said, your competitive edge, you're like, getting in here and skill training, that can't be transactional. You can compete as hard as you can and you still could come up short. But I think what our squad is noticing is they're starting to see, like, we're that close. We got it in the tank, and now we just got to finish. I think, that's the thing. If you look at our season, I try to tell guys, don't look at that, they're 2-6 or however, look at the progression. And that's the thing. And so I think playing 2 close games, we've fought and we've battled and we've competed so fearlessly in these last 2 games, and I would argue you hadn't seen us compete as hard as we have, these last 2. And that's what I told him. I said, hey, it's one thing to compete hard, but you also have to execute. You can compete hard and still come up short. But that's the one thing a lot of coaches in the Sooner Athletic Conference, I just heard from Columbia College's coach. He was like, so close, coach. But he told me, he's like, your guys can compete so hard. And we have, but I think we're starting to get it now. Like, hey, we got to get in here and skill train. We've got to execute. We've got to hit shots. That's really been the one thing that's hurt us, is not hitting shots. And really, like, once we start getting the hang of that, we're going to be just fine. Because, we're holding teams. We held Wayland Baptist to under 60 points. We're holding teams. I think there's only 3 teams we didn't hold to under 65, this season. And you could even go in the exhibitions. So, our defense is stifling. It's just we got to hit shots.
All right, Coach, thanks a lot. 55-54 the final score. Take a timeout. Come back, set up for the men's game in just a moment. OCUsports.com.